When the Zero started to take shape and go from just an idea to something drawn to something made, it was clear that it was going to be different. And that difference was going to get a lot of attention. It was a premium product and it was US made and it was made out of billet, but it was also going to be more expensive. And this created a conversation that at times was, a little bit scary for me specifically as I'm trying to take this product in the market and sell it. The idea that our customer base and the broad precision rifle, precision shooting customer base is interested in that premium product became very clear to us. We shipped that first 250 units, open up the next 250, start looking at who's buying these, where they're going. This product wasn't just a PRS product. It wasn't just a US product. This was something that was outside that sphere, that was really globally appealing and was going to push us into places that we'd never been before. We weren't terribly far into the Zero, maybe a batch or two. So let's call it 500 presses in market. And I start digging into the customer data on who's buying these and, what does that customer profile look like? What are they buying before they buy the Zero? What are they buying after they buy the Zero? And I had to double check this and triple check this to make sure that I wasn't missing something. But we soon realized that roughly half of the Zeros being sold were going to people that had never bought anything from us before, meaning that we've got people from around the world that are finding this relatively small PRS company based in Ohio and saying, look, I know they just rolled out this press. It's $1,200. And that was a huge amount of trust and a huge amount of buy-in on what we were doing. And when we realized that was the case, it was hammer down on this because people were willing to either hear from their friends or see something online they liked and jump in with a commitment like that. That was real.
Not only was the Zero tough to manage in the demand, but it pushed us outside of our niche market, and now all of our other products were growing at exponential rates. The one that I like to point out is, Master Funnel Kits, we were selling 100 of those a month before the Zero, and that was just steady numbers. And then as soon as the Zero got released, we were selling 340, 400 kits a month for the. So we had to keep up with that demand as well. So it wasn't just the Zero that, the Zero changed us, but it changed us across the entire product line.
It's very clear to us that Zero is no longer just a singular product. It's not just a reloading press that costs more than some other ones or has a feature built in. It's changed the way that people look at a reloading bench. And to be in a position that we've moved a product into the market and it's become not just a product in the press, but a system in the reloading tools, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty special thing to have been a part of. Ultimately, looking back, the idea of make the best product that you possibly can, price it how you need to, that it's worth doing, and do it here in America with American materials and American workers and tell the story and be brutally transparent. It's been what the Zero needed, and it's been what the market really wanted from us. And starting with the Zero, we were able to build it into a pretty serious system. The M series sizing die is something that, had we started with that, I don't know that it would have been terribly successful. It's very different, but because the Zero had been such a good product in the reloading press, the idea of the M series die with it made a lot of sense. And then that transitions into, well, what about the S series die? How do we take some of these things and move it into another product? It really blew up the sales of like the Master Funnel Kit. It allows us to move into more reloading tools like our Zero Headspace and Ogive measurement tool. Because of the success and the quality and the prominence of the Zero reloading press, people started rebuilding their reloading room or their gun room or their man cave or whatever their setup is around this singular item that was a focal point. And when we realized that this started happening, we knew that the Zero meant more than just make some reloading presses.
Sitting here 5 years ago, if you told me we were going to sell 5,000 of these things, I would have called you crazy. First of all, I wouldn't have guessed we could make that many, but kudos to our manufacturing and production team. It's no secret that we're not afraid to buy machines and good ones, but it's really the people out on the floor that keep those things running day in and day out.
We initially rolled out the Zero because we thought a press could be better, and it's incumbent on us not to let that mentality die or go away, and to always look at what can be different, what can be better, how can we improve it.